Have you ever caught yourself gossiping just to realize how quickly it spirals out of control? We often think gossip is harmless, right? A little gossip here and there, no big deal. But what if I told you that this harmless habit could be secretly destroying your relationships and trust? And what if the real key to stronger, more meaningful connections isn't by talking more? It's by talking less. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to explore the surprising psychological truth behind why we gossip and, more importantly, how we can stop this behavior for good. Let's talk about why we gossip in the first place. Have you ever wondered why we feel the urge to share information about others, even when we know it could hurt them? Here's the thing. Gossip isn't just about passing along information. It's rooted in deep psychological needs. Research shows that gossip often comes from a place of insecurity or the need for social validation. A 2014 study published in Psychological Science found that people who engage in gossip often seek to strengthen social bonds or enhance their standing within a group. But here's the catch. While it might feel good in the moment, gossip can actually create barriers between people, eroding the trust that relationships are built on. It's a cycle. Gossip makes us feel more connected, but in reality, it leaves us feeling more isolated. Psychologists have long known that gossip can actually make us feel better in the short term. But here's the truth. It's not without consequences. Research shows that gossip can increase stress levels, triggering the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. This not only clouds our judgment, but also impairs our ability to form meaningful, trusting relationships. So, even if you think you're just having a casual conversation, the psychological toll it takes on your mind and the people you're talking about is huge. When we gossip, we undermine trust, not just in others, but in ourselves as well. Many of us believe that gossip is a harmless way to pass the time or bond with friends. But what if I told you that this belief is holding you back from forming deeper, more authentic connections? The truth is, gossip often serves as a distraction from our own insecurities. When we focus on the flaws or mistakes of others, it's easier to avoid confronting our own vulnerabilities. A study in social psychological and personality science found that people who gossip frequently are often less secure in their own relationships. It's a defense mechanism. But here's the kicker. Every time you gossip, you not only distance yourself from others, but you also feed into a cycle of negativity that erodes trust. And once that trust is broken, it's incredibly hard to repair. Now that you know the psychological and emotional costs of gossip, why should you care? Because every time you gossip, you create a barrier between you and the people around you, whether you realize it or not. Relationships thrive on trust, and gossip is the antithesis of trust. So, what would happen if you stopped gossiping? According to a 2019 study from Harvard Business School, people who avoid gossip are more likely to be trusted by others, and in turn, they tend to form stronger, more supportive relationships. This could completely transform your personal life and even your career. Imagine building a reputation as someone who can be trusted, someone who speaks honestly and who listens without judgment. That's the kind of person people want in their lives. Let's break this down and look at the key reasons why gossip damages trust. First, there's stress. When we gossip, we release cortisol, a hormone that messes with our ability to think clearly and trust others. This stress makes it harder to enter deep, meaningful conversations. Second, technology. Your phone, your social media, it's a breeding ground for gossip. Studies show that people are more likely to engage in gossip on social platforms where they don't have to face the consequences directly. But here's the crucial point. If you want to build trust, it's essential to create a safe, supportive environment where gossip doesn't thrive. A 2020 study from Psychology Today found that setting boundaries around gossip, especially in digital spaces, can significantly improve interpersonal trust. So it's not just about talking less. It's about changing how we communicate and choosing to uplift others instead of tearing them down. Let me ask you, how often do you find yourself part of a conversation that doesn't make you feel good afterward? How many times have you shared something about someone else, only to regret it? Now think about this. How many times have you heard someone gossip about you? How did it make you feel? hurt, betrayed? We've all been there. But what if instead of gossiping, you chose to stay quiet? Or better yet, spoke up in support of that person? How would that shift the dynamic in your relationships? The truth is, the way we talk about others reflects how we feel about ourselves and how we value those around us. So, let's be honest. How often are you gossiping? And how often are you building trust through kindness and respect? Now that you understand the real cost of gossip, it's time to take action. Start small, catch yourself before you gossip, and choose to redirect the conversation. Instead of focusing on the flaws of others, focus on what you can say that uplifts and encourages. Replace gossip with integrity. Begin creating an environment where trust can thrive, both in your personal and professional relationships. It's not about talking less, it's about talking with purpose and respect. If this video resonated with you, hit like and subscribe to keep learning how to build stronger, healthier relationships. Don't just watch. Take action and change the way you communicate today.